Alright, man, so Tokyo Ghoul episode 3. Before I actually get into any of the discussion, this is going to be a really quick video, or at least I hope it will be. But for those of you that haven't heard, I got a strike on the second episode of right? If you're not on Twitter, I guess you wouldn't have heard. That's the situation. That's why I can't stream right now. That's why, for the time being, there will no longer be live reactions to the anime, right? I just don't want to risk it. It's not worth it. But I still want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair to you guys to not share my thoughts. You know, I want to share my thoughts regardless. And I will say, overall, despite the plethora of problems, I did enjoy this episode, man. I had fun with it. There was a lot I like to see, especially since fucking Goddess Psycho is saving the day as far as this anime is concerned, dude. Seeing Psycho animated is saving my life. But with that said, this isn't going to be like a formal review of any kind. I'm not really going to go in depth and analyze anything or compare anything to the manga or do any of that. If you guys want to hear criticisms of the episode, you're not going to find that here. And granted, there is a lot to criticize. I will say that up front, alright? There is a lot glossed over. There are a lot of scenes that just don't measure up. And that's to be expected. But like I've been saying from the very beginning of this project, I'm trying to concentrate on the positives. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to focus on the things that I enjoy with this anime adaptation versus focusing on the many negatives. Because they are there. We know they're there. And I don't see, you know, the point for me to point that out every single week. Because it's just going to get tedious and tiresome. And I'd rather just talk about what I enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? It's better, especially for the anime onlys that are enjoying this project. I'd rather just focus on the positives. So with that said, I'm just going to run through the episode, share my thoughts. It would have been a dope live reaction, I think, from my perspective. But we can't do that right now, so I hope you guys understand. So first and foremost, opening scene with Shu. Miyano's going in with voice acting, dude. I think that I felt the weight of the sorrow from Shu's character with those opening lines and that opening scene with Kane, which, you know, Kobayashi Yu for Kane is actually a great choice. I can't wait to see. I'm not going to spoil anything, mind you, as far as my manga perspective, but I can't wait to see what's to come with that. And I felt the same way about Matsuri Seiyu, dude, when I saw him. I was like, yo, I want to see how this motherfucker handles some of these later scenes. But with that said, I like that opening scene, man. I like the way it was executed. It was dope. The subsequent scene with Arima, Yoshitoki, and Urie. Again, I have to stress how much I like hearing Urie's internal monologues voiced. It's just, it adds another dimension that, especially with the early chapters, it was a little bit, you know, obscure. And I think it clarifies some of those moments a lot, right? The one, like, yeah, still, the fuckboy Urie presence is here, dude. Talking about, I won't lose control like Sasaki, like Sasaki did, dude. Like, shut the fuck up, Urie. Shut the fuck up. You frame out and tell me how you handle that shit, dude. It's taking me back. And on the contrast, and I'll get to this later, but it's crazy to just go back to my early sentiments of these characters, dude. Like Urie, and then on the flip side, Mutsuki, and how much I love Mutsuki at this point. But we'll talk about that, you know, a little bit later. Best thing about the episode. Hands down, I don't care if you agree or disagree. There's actually two best things, and they kind of coincide with this scene. Like I said, it's fucking Psycho, dude. Seeing Psycho animated, dude. Sakura Ayane is doing an incredible job. An absolutely beautiful job of capturing this character. Some of these lines, you're like, I'm a shellfish. I'm a muscle trying to hide and live that neat life, dude. While the rest of the squad is trying to come in and be like, yo, we need you to do some fucking work. My girl was like, no, fuck that. My girl said, look, I can live comfortably with this neat life, with the salary that I have just fine. Alright, I'm trying to play my PSP. I'm trying to chill. I'm not trying to do much else. And of course, Urie finesses her into doing more, but I really like the execution of that scene. I think it was fun. Her going into the cocoon, just the dialogue in general, Psycho's expressions from the dancing when they're during the cross-dressing moments in the club when they're trying to flesh out Nutcracker and everything like that. Seeing Psycho animated is absolutely one of my favorite parts of the Reanime right now. And on top of that is the OST. The OST is undeniably fire. No matter what you feel about the Tokyo Ghoul anime, from part 1 to Rude till now, the OST has always been the standalone, one of the best parts about this adaptation, dude. It's fucking flames. That last track, when they're kind of panning over the setup for the auction, oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Fucking fire. Look, seeing my son Juzo again, seeing him animated, hearing that voice, the whole scene with Sasaki, even though it wasn't done and executed properly, right? And there's a lot in this episode that wasn't executed efficiently. I think to be honest, there's only one scene I saw them try and take a little bit of liberty with that I think actually worked. And I think they were doing a good job with, and that was in reference to Mitsuki. Aside from that, obviously a lot of this for me just doesn't have the weight and impact as it did when Ishida did it, barring seeing and hearing Psycho animated, dude. That shit is fucking amazing. But it was still nice to have Juzo back. The Hanbi scene, it just wasn't quite accurate, but it was still fun, man. It was still fun. My boy getting the candies off of Sasaki. I still enjoyed seeing it despite that. You know what I'm saying? The real question too also is would you guys let Nutcracker crack those nuts? All my homies out there. Because look at Nutcracker, real talk. Look at what you've seen of her, right? Would you let her step on those nuts? I'm just throwing that out there. We get another Donato encounter, which really speaks to what Sasaki is struggling with right at this point. I'll cut that. I'm gonna edit that shit out, dude. I'm gonna edit that shit out. Look, I'm gonna try my best. All right, that's all I can promise you. The Horty flashbacks were dope. Seeing the young Shu was dope. Give me those Pinto flashbacks a little bit. That was fun. The club scene overall, seeing Psycho dancing, seeing all of the just my Shirazu, my son, his whole reaction to the sequence of events that were occurring was hilarious to witness. The one thing that I liked that they did was go out of their way to finally try and portray Mutsuki's anxieties and kind of give people an insight into what's going on with the character, right? Still not as fleshed out as it had been at this point, with what Ishida had done, and the things they have glossed over, and they've continued to do so. But I like that, and they actually took a little bit of liberties with kind of showcasing that Kaneki infatuation, which, I think they could have actually done more there and taken more liberties there just to showcase it. But it's all good, and seeing Mitsuki drunk, and these are just the days when I fucking loved Mitsuki, man. It was hilarious. Really like the Roma and Nico scene. I see. You know what's funny about this is, back when I was watching TG before, I wasn't a Suda fanboy back then. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a Suda fanboy. So now that I'm a Suda fanboy, and Nico being voiced by Suda, I was just fangasming over that alone. You know what I'm saying? I love the way they captured and portrayed the Nico line. I mean, not the Nico, the Roma line especially, with, Kaneki looks so beautiful when he's up to his neck in a swamp of tragedy. I love that line. The Matsuri scene I won't talk about. If I had been reacting, it would have been fun. I'll tell you that right now. If I had been reacting, it would have been fun. I like them including the Shimaguchi scene, even though I felt like this episode was just sporadic. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they didn't really have a grasp of how they wanted to flow and move things from one point to another and adapt things, with them taking certain liberties and kind of trying to shift certain scenes. I feel like they haven't caught their stride in the slightest, and that's a problem. But like I said, I'm not focusing on any negatives, so I'll let that go for now, dude. But I like the inclusion of that line. Unless I want to be taken from, I have to take from others. That's the way this world is put together. I like that shit, dude. I really like that shit. Training scene at the end was dope. Could have had more impact again. The Suzuya scene, that last season scene, that's probably one of the best things they've done thus far. Honestly, with the inclusion of that, and it didn't need to be anything more than that. That was one of the first times that they focused on the details. You know what I'm saying? With what they showcased visually in terms of cinematography, in terms of Suzuya's reaction, I think they actually did that scene with the visit to Shinara pretty fucking well. And yeah, the painting scene just lost its fervor, man. The painting scene with Ude lost its fervor. I'm sorry, just I liked that they included it. I don't think it was done well, but overall, I had fun with the episode. I have a lot of issues with the episode, right? I definitely do. I think there's a lot of things glossed over. I think there's a lot of things that they didn't execute properly, but for the entertainment I got, and for me being a fan of the series, just seeing certain things animated, it's still fun to me, man. So I'm just gonna continue to focus on the positives versus negatives, even with me getting this fucking copyright strike for something that, honestly, let me be real with you guys. I'd rather have not done reactions to Tokyo Ghoul at all if I could have avoided this copyright strike, right? But it is what it is, and we're here. So, you know what? Like, I'm still going to be positive about it and still just try and enjoy it for the elements that I can enjoy. So those are my thoughts, my quick thoughts on the episode, man. Like I said, nothing really in depth. I'm not going to try and analyze anything. I'm not going to really focus on the negatives. Just wanted to point out some things I enjoyed since I can't react to it currently. And get your guys' thoughts. I want to hear from the anime onlys. I want to hear from the manga readers. And that's pretty much it, man. I'm gonna edit that one part out. You know what I'm saying? My bad for the slip up. But with that said, let me know your thoughts. Please smash that like button if you want me to continue doing these discussions in the meantime. And I'm out. Peace.